Good morning, good morning, good morning. How we doing? How are we doing, peeps? Alrighty. So you know what day it is, right? Is it day 6? I don't know, I think it's day 6. It's day 6 of this Mission 500, which is amazing. So today you guys wanted help with being able to push away from the pole in upright moves. So if you're learning your spins, your chair spin, boomerang spins, or even just static poses, how you can keep your hips away from the pole. It's tricky, it takes time, you have to build your strength. But there are some things that you can, like some tips that you can do to implement right away. Again, everything that I'm showing you can be added to your warm-ups, your conditioning part of your lesson. So you can implement all these right away so you can actually start seeing results. Who is here? Please let me know if you are here, where you are in the world. And let me know if you find this helpful, okay? Share it if you do, because so many people struggle with this. And just doing this regularly, adding this to your conditioning part of your lessons every time you train will make a huge difference to you, which is really cool. So our board, actually I haven't added any names to the board. You know why? Because more of you have actually booked calls with me. So I think I've got about 4 of you in tonight to have a little chat. So, and I think there are some on Friday. What day is today? It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, Friday. Sure, there was 2 on Friday. So yeah, so many of you are booking in for calls. So if you're not sure what that's all about, I'll put the link below. Basically, you can book in for a call. We'll have a chat. If I think we can help you, okay, depending on what your goals are, we'll find out exactly what you're looking to achieve and what you're struggling with. And if I think we can help you, whether that's with our program, whether that's a membership, and if we don't think we can help you, we can guide you where we think might benefit you, and we can go from there. So you can actually make progress, okay? So if you want that, just click the link below, choose a call, choose a time slot to come and speak to me. It's free, and we'll go from there. All right. But for now, let's get stuck in with how to work on pushing away from the pole. So I'm going to set you up. Excuse my dog. I think the Hi. I think the postman's arrived. Give me 2 minutes. Hang on. It's typical they're doing this when I'm alive, isn't it? What's she doing? Okay, there's no postman there. What's she doing? Tuck it in. Be quiet. Should we try again? Right. All right, the dogs are out. The postman, I think, has just arrived, so he may actually call on the door. So if you hear the dogs, just ignore them. Right. That always happens. I used to do a morning live. I used to like a body blast live, and the dogs used to drive me nuts every single day. Anyway, right, let's get you set up, peeps. Let's get you set up. So what can you do to increase your strength on that pushing, the outside arm that's pushing if you're like to the side of the pole, or pushing arm if you're facing the pole? So the moves that I'm thinking about in particular are a chair spin and your boomerang. Whether you're doing a boomerang on spin or whether you're doing a boomerang pose, doesn't really matter. It's that outside arm that needs to push. So we're always talking about pulling down with the inside arm, pulling that shoulder down. So obviously that is super, super important. If you're doing any moves that require like a pose or a spin and this arm isn't actively pulling down properly, you tend to just spin into the pole, especially if you're on spin. This is why I think working on static and spin pole, we need to do a separate video on that. Doing both is really beneficial to building your strength fully. Some people are like, I'll start on static first, but if you start just on static, it's really hard to then get into spin. Like, you find that difficult. Do them together, okay? Like, work on them together. Part of, if you've got a spinning pole, that is. Obviously, if you don't have a spinning pole, then you just need to work on static spins. But if you have both, super beneficial to be training both, even as a complete beginner, okay? And we help guide you with that in our program. If you get stuck, if you're not sure what to do, we can help you with that. If you know what to do, if you know the plan, go for it, okay? Just make sure it's on your diary and stick to it. Right, pushing. So let's have a little look. So I'm going to do it on the pole. I'm going to put my pole on spin initially, and we're just going to do a chair spin, and you can see the distance that I'm going to create with my pushing arm. Yeah, so this arm is helping me push away from the pole, but it's difficult to build that strength up, okay? So this is going to be quite a short and sweet video, you'll be pleased to know. So So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on that push and pull. So everything in pull is a push and pull technique. Okay, you've got to be one pulling, one pushing to be able to get what you need to be getting for the particular move, whatever the move may be. So if we start off with facing the pull and having one hand up nice and high. Now sometimes if you do bracket, I'm not a massive fan of bracket, so we can just do it in a true grip or a basic grip, whatever you like to call it. So the thumb is up, okay? So I'm going around belly button height. I'm going to pull down with the shoulder, as always, okay? Pulling the shoulder away. And then I'm going to push through that bottom arm. And this is all I want you to do, is pull, push. My feet aren't lifting the floor, and I'm going to see if I can put you back so you can actually see what my feet are doing, hopefully. Move my kid's toy out of the way. Oh, you can't see the floor there without... Oh, I should put the other camera on, shouldn't I? Let me see if can I turn back? Will it allow me to turn back? Or is it going to mess me? Yeah, it's not going to do it, is it? Not going to turn, probably. Okay. Hopefully. I should have set up this floor. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put you down here. Be a slight angle, but that's okay. That's okay. She says. I should have set you up properly. I'm sorry, guys. I will do better. Right, I'm going to leave you there. Oh. She says, right, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so you might not be able to see my feet completely, but you'll get the idea. So we're going to pull, push. So the more I can pull down, then the more I'm going to pull my chest away, okay? So rather than just pulling down into the floor, I'm then going to use my chest, I'm going to pull back, okay? Now the other hand, around belly button height, I'm then just going to push through that arm. So at the moment, my toes are not lifted up, like my feet aren't coming off the floor, but they are coming right up on the tippy toes, okay? So pull, push, pull, push. Once you've got that one, you just push a little bit more, and then just see if your toes will come off. Okay, so you may be here for a little while where your toes don't come off the ground, and that's okay. We're still building the strength, but as long as it's with control. Okay, too many times I see this and landing heavy. So you want that pull, push, get up on your tippy toes, then see if you can push a little bit more to get that height. So pull, push, and then see if you can push a bit more. Then a bit more, and you're going to get that height. And the more we can push away, the more we pull down, the better. Make sure the shoulder isn't up to the ear here, okay? So you're going to keep the shoulders down as you push. So you can add this as part of your conditioning of your warm-up, and obviously make sure you do both sides as well. Does that make sense? You can do exactly the same thing side on. So pull and push. So you're just going to push away, and you're coming right up onto the tippy toes. So I'm not even really focusing about lifting my legs, I'm just focusing on what my shoulders are doing, the pulling and the pushing. So the more you can push the way, the better. And like I said, it's better, you're going to find this hard, initially, if this is an area that you're struggling with, don't expect to take your feet off the floor. That's what I'm saying. If you don't expect to take your feet off the floor, you can focus on the other areas that need focus, okay? So then once you get stronger on just doing this, so you can work on doing this maybe 10 times one side, 10 times the other, and then you're going to find that you're going to be able to hold, lift the toes, push, hold, lift the toes. Does this make sense? So again, everything you've got to build up to. You can't expect just to get it right away. Now, on a spin pole, or anytime you do a spin, even on a static pole, doing a static spin, your body is pulled away from the pole. Makes it slightly easier, okay? So if you're on a spinning pole and we just do a little step and then you start to hang, you're not going to get that momentum to be able to pull away, okay? So what you can do to practice on a spinning pole is little gallops. So we're going to think about lifting one leg up and then step, step, up, step, step. So we get the height without having to like lift both legs up at the same time. So from here we're going to push and pull. And then I'm just going to do a little walk to start with, and then I'm going to do a little gallop. Can you see? I'm not doing... Does that make sense? I'm keeping strong in my arms, and as I walk, I'm then just going to go up, up, so up, up, down, down, up, down, down. And you can still develop that pushing arm strength, okay? So step around, push away, make sure you push, 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 keep the shoulders down. Then inside leg can come up, then we're going to swap to the other leg, but control. So you should be able to hear yourself land, okay? So as you step, it should be so light, okay? If you're landing heavy, it's too much. Yeah? So try and get as light as you can, and then again, you're building that strength up, walking around the pole, and you can start that to get into your spins, okay? You'll build up to your spins. Does this all make sense? Okay? So those are some exercises you can do. So there's another one actually that I like to do, put more really on a static pole, that you can do. This is actually in my strengthening session that I've done. So from here, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to step away from the pole, I'm going to place my outside hand across, and I'm going to lean into the pole, so my shoulder is behind the pole. I'm not allowing my hips to drop, okay? So I'm staying to the side, so I'm keeping my body straight, and then I'm just using that arm to push with control. So I don't need to bounce off, or, I want you to look at your alignment, so stay nice and tall, allow the shoulders to come behind, push so that you're nice and straight. Down and out. Down and out. Okay, does this make sense? And you should feel your muscles working in that area. And then obviously, of course, you're going to do exactly the same this side. So you're starting your feet away from the pole. Okay, so we can push our body out. Okay, so that's another pole one that you can do. So that's a couple of drills. You can then also work on planks. So my favourite is like forearm plank to pushing up on your hand plank. So put them down again. Okay. So you can go into a forearm plank. Okay. So forearms down, elbows underneath the shoulders, shoulder width apart. Straighten one leg, tuck the tailbone under, then the other. Okay. Then from here, I'm going to try and lift one arm, hand underneath the shoulder, push and up. Okay. And then we do down, down, up, up. You can go the other way. Okay. If this is too much to do in a forearm plank, when I mean that, I mean fall with your knees off the ground. You can drop your knees to the floor and still practice. So if you're completely new and you don't have the strength to hold into that plank position, you can drop to your knees and then you can build up, okay, until you can do a full plank. Does that make sense? So this again is that pushing strength. This is what we need. Obviously, the other things that I would recommend is handstands, because it just develops shoulders, but the hands, like in this plank position where you're pushing down, if you think about it, the arm is across the chest. That's going to be the same thing as on the pole. So yeah, hopefully those make sense to you guys. Let me know how you get on. So again, incorporate this into your condition. I'm sorry, you can probably hear my dog like literally scratching my door. What? Honestly, they're so demanding. Those dogs are more demanding than my child. Okay, so how are you going to incorporate those? So what I would recommend you do your warm-up as normal, and at the end of the warm-up, hopefully you do some conditioning, because the only way to get stronger is to do the conditioning. So I would do the planks, okay, at the end of your warm-up. Use them as part of your conditioning, and then get on the pole for some conditioning. So see if maybe you can do 10 pushes up, and then see if you can go onto the pole. And depending where you are, what level you are, I would work on starting with the static runs where we're pushing away. So you can do 10 one arm, 10 the other, and then see how you feel about pulling the shoulder down, pushing away, and then trying to get onto your tippy toes. And if you can, getting that lift, okay, and then doing it again in front. 10 of each, okay? Won't take you very long to do. Do it with good form. Don't rush through it, because if you rush through it, you tend to like bounce into moves, and you want that control throughout. So you don't want to land ever heavy. The more you can land more quietly, the more you're going to develop your muscles, because you're focusing on holding yourself. Does this make sense? Okay? So let me know if this is helpful. If you thought this was helpful, oh my God, it's too early to speak. If you thought this was helpful, you know what to do, okay? Share it about, if we can help one other person, then happy days. And that will really help just get that strength up. Just whatever you do, don't just think that you're going to get to the end result right away. You've got to build up in stages, peeps, okay? Build up in stages. Now, I'm sorry if you're commenting, okay? Because For some reason, I'm not getting comments again on my phone. But give that a go, all right? So if you want some further help, if you want a progressional program, that's what we offer. If you're not quite sure that's right for you, come and have a chat with me. And yeah, book a call. Otherwise, I will speak to you tomorrow. So have a fabulous day. And yeah, hopefully this is helpful. See you later. Bye.